Ladies and Gentiles, my name is Miles and welcome back to Orwell. So, in the last episode, we started finding out more about this Cassandra Watergate. I was going to say Westgate for some reason. And we need to find out what her connection is so far to the bombing and why her previous investigations were dropped, because here we actually now have objectives. This tells you little details about what day it is, the temperature, blah blah blah. And a quote of the day: "The price of freedom is eternal vigilance." Okay, if that is how it is, so close that, and now we opened this where we can now listen or read, however it's going to be, her conversations. So let's have a look at this chat. Hey you. Hey Jossie. Oh, so this is now. I can't seem to find my credit card. I assume you took it, right? You got me, Sherlock. I'm in the middle of buying all of Bonton with that platinum card I lifted from your desk. Can't stop me now. So she's taken someone's platinum card. So she has taken something. She stole the credit card off an unknown person. If you're able to find out who she was talking about, we could lock it for the owner. I don't think I shouldn't have done that. Pick some wine. What does Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney and all-round badass, have in mind this time? Okay, so Joseph Langley, is that her boyfriend? Wait, she stole the credit card off her lawyer, really? I don't think it was just her lawyer. I think it might have been her boyfriend. Well, we should be able to track the credit card of Langley down and lock it down for him. Done. No need to thank me, Mr. Langley. You now have a profile for the related person. It can be accessed via Profiler. Did I act too swiftly on that one? Kind of get a feeling that I might have done. Data chunks will only appear for targeted persons and can only be extracted into their relevant files. I'm guessing it's going to be picked up now, isn't it? Oh no. So wait. Wine, what does Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney and all-round badass, have in mind this time? Probably just a business call from one of his favourite clients. Actually, yes, that is exactly what is going to happen. Very serious business, Cassandra. I thought as much. Guess I better pit up shitloads of wine. You'll have to get this client of yours buzzed to handle all that business. One bottle should be fine. She's a lightweight. Oh, whatever. I shouldn't pick up some of those party pills from Big Pharma, aka my parents, then. Oh, come on. I was only teasing. Speaking of your parents, when are you going to tell them about us? Yeah, maybe. Gotta go now. Text you later. So who are her parents, then? Is he the entrepreneur? Watergate. Pharma entrepreneurs. That does ring a bell. Daughter of Fat. So what's that updated then? Nothing. Didn't change a thing? Never mind. So now we need to find out more about procedure closing raises manipulation spec. Is that why the investigation was dropped? Her father. Investigation into malicious injury of a injury. I'd rather say injury. We'll try that again, shall we? From the top. Investigation into the malicious injury of a police officer has been dropped due to lack of evidence. Speculated that the accused parents manipulated the trial. Triumphant, the suspect's lawyer, criminal attorney Joseph Langley, photo. I don't care about that. Orwell informs me you just encountered conflicting data chunks. Whenever the content of data chunks are at odds one with one another, those will be shown as conflicted. When you extract one of the data chunks containing a conflict, the other one will become invalid immediately. I'd highly recommend that you clarify the context of the conflict before you proceed. Though this is our decision, once the information has been passed, there is no way to reverse your choice. Okay, so yeah, once we've done this, this is going to affect the ending of the game then, I guess, or the ending, the continuation of the plot. So what is this? I mean, is it these two that are the conflict? I'm unsure. I'm not sure which one's which. The case that has been at the centre of media attention for the last month has finally come to an end. Cassandra Watergate was acquitted of the alleged assault against a police officer before the trial took place, with the case being closed due to lack of evidence yesterday. However, the case might be reopened should new evidence be discovered. The suspect's lawyer, Joseph Langley, pictured above, welcomed the outcome. At no point was there ever been any valid evidence that my client was guilty. At no point at all. The revered attorney commented during a post-trial press gathering. The defense successfully brought video evidence depicting the incident in question, which eventually turned the tide of the proceedings. Meanwhile, the relatives of the victim expressed their disappointment on hearing the result of the lawsuit. They openly voiced their concerns that the wealthy family of the accused might have influenced the outcome in her favour. The victim, a father of two young sons, was rushed into hospital after the incident mid-January, where he is still in an induced coma, unresponsive to treatment. Ooh, okay, so the two in there are contradicting. Either it was closed due to lack of evidence, or it was manipulated. Now, she's in some kind of relationship with her lawyer, which would create a conflict of interests, and if so, then that would explain why he was so good at what he did and kind of got it dropped and manipulated the process. But where is it? It was saying there was a video of it. Video evidence depicting the incident in question, which eventually returned the time. Unless we know what's in the video, can't really comment on it. But the way I see it is, if she was completely innocent, then the video would have just shown that outright, and there would be no conflict in this, because it would be clear, and there would be evidence to show that she didn't do it if this video was as clear as such. So I am inclined to go with manipulation, because the news being the news would clearly state that the video showed she didn't do it, instead of the video the video evidence depicted the incident in question, which eventually turned the tide. They would just flat out say the video showed she didn't do it. But the news doesn't say that. The news is very spat all over my monitor. Pretty. The noise is the noise. The news is being very political in the way of it's just beating around the bush, giving vague answers and, trying to just crank news out. So I am tempted to go with they influenced. Show the conflict. Yeah, it's just that, right? So the conflict is always in. So I'm tempted to go right now with the wealthy family. And with it being a pharmaceutical company as well, they tend to kind of flaunt their power a little bit, They're, my opinion on pharmaceutical companies, it's cheaper to, what is it? There's a phrase, it's like, it's better to treat than it is to cure. It's how they operate, really, because if there was a cure, they wouldn't make money, because that'd be it. It would be cured, whereas ongoing treatments would cost money, would increase their income, profits, whatever. I think you know what I'm trying to say. And this game kind of brings out these thought processes in me. I don't know. Right, and what's next? Nothing, and we go back, so I think it was manipulation, but we'll go into the products. Let's find out more. So I can click on them. Watergate Pharmaceuticals enriches lives with our industry-leading range of products, make an important contribution to your well-being. Yeah, bullshit! So they make a Hexatil, or a Hexatil Forte, cough drops that fight against irritation of the throat based on natural herbs. Compensum, activating pills against migraines and strong headaches. Last time I checked, there isn't a cure for migraines. But strong headaches, maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty sure of that. Medication that increases concentration and cerebral performance. I completely misread that. I'm not going to lie. Not going to say what I misread that as. Focusing is it doesn't even show my cursor, so you don't know what I'm pointing at. That's fun. Probably should have shown it on this. Orwell, active medication for the alleviation of arthritic joint pain. Metharin, antidepressant to stabilize your emotions. Spirin, all-around painkiller that dissolves in water, so effervescent paracetamol is pretty much what that is. Zamarol Night, Zamarolin, they Zamirolin, they hatin'. Soothing pills for a good night's rest against alcohol. Oh man, I messed that up. Damn it. I'm not gonna try it again. Soothing, you know what, I was gonna try it again. I was like, no, I can't. Soothing pills for a good night's rest against occasional sleep problems and for acute application when suffering with insomnia. So, quite generic applications that people want in a pharmaceutical company. I kind of disbelieve they can do after them. That's just me. So, company. The name Westergate has been inseparable from progression and improvement of pharmaceutical research for more than 80 years. Watergate Pharmaceuticals is one of the nation's leading companies in the area of medicine and at the same time is the largest medication exporter to all areas of the world. The business Watergate Pharmaceuticals Incorporated has been in the hands of the Watergate family, owning and managing the firm ever since its foundation in 1931. Bruno Watergate. Is Bruno Watergate the gay? Is that what it was? I can't remember what the meme was. This Bruno Watergate, the CEO of Watergate Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, is Bruno Watergate, grandson of our founder Edgar Watergate. Apart from working in the family business, Watergate is also the founder of the Central Pharmacy Congress and head of the charity foundation Children of Pages. Is it Pages? Dr. Alice Watergate, head of research and development. Dr. Alice Watergate, co-partner of the firm with her husband Bruno, holds a PhD in biology and chemistry. She leads the research and development laboratories here at Watergate Pharmaceuticals. Cassandra Watergate, Jr., COO. Okay, this is interesting. Carrying the family tradition to the next generation, Alice and Bruno's daughter Cassandra will soon be joining the executive ranks. Her business acumen and unique flair will write the next chapter of our 85-year strong legacy. Okay, so she was junior CEO of this. That is too important to not ignore. Appointed to be COO of pharmaceutical company, probably by one of her parents. So, nepotism at its best, but it is still a family-owned business. Being an artist and a junior COO seems quite odd. She also mentioned she had quit a dull job, didn't she? I don't think she quit her job. But again, we know who her parents are now. Ah, now I see. Keeping it a family affair. It's barely keeping it a family affair. If it's a family-owned business, then it's going to obviously continue. Documents that you have already reviewed may be updated from time to time as events unfold. The reader will notify you when that happens. The National Beholder just published a new article you may want to take a look at if there's any new information available. Okay, so that is definitely interesting, but there was one more as well, and it said jobs. Jobs. Watergate Pharmaceuticals is currently looking for suitable candidates for the following positions. Please address all applicants to Joseph Markart, Head of HR at jobs@watergate.pharma.tna. Chief Operating Officer. We are urgently looking for a Chief Operating Officer to replace the retired, formerly appointed predecessor. Okay, anything else? So she retired. Or maybe I was wrong and nothing stays in the family. Ouch. This is probably what she was meant by quitting her job. Good. So was she retired or... So let's read it, because this might detail why she quit her day job. Many years of work experience in a leading management position, preferably in the pharmaceutical industry. Yeah, because every Tom, Dick and Harry is going to walk in knowing how to work a pack of paracetamol. Deep knowledge of the pharmacy market, master's degree in business economics or similar, language proficiency in English, French, and Chinese desirable. Desirable. Okay, I was trying to work that out. Did they mean French and English and then Chinese is desirable, or that's just not what they expect, but what they would like? A traditionally oriented. I think, does that mean orientated? A traditionally oriented character with a mindset that is nevertheless open for new challenges. A competitive and motivated spirit. And what do they offer? Is it the living wage? Is it dental plan? Is it a health plan? Is it a weekly use of the company plane to take your weekly trip to the Bahamas and rest on the shores of a Laguna beach with a nice, cold, icy Mai Tai? An ambitious and challenging role with the high responsibilities at one of the most renowned pharmaceutical companies in the world. A safe job in one of the most stable and promising industries, competitive salary, a dynamic team with a friendly and cooperative atmosphere. Somehow I doubt that's the case in a giant pharmaceutical company. As a research intern, you will be in a scientific research team for about 3 to 6 months and supported with your assistants. Oh, this is a completely different role. Okay. Research internship, this is what we expect. Undergraduate studies with postgraduate of biology, chemistry, biochemistry, or similar fields. Reliability and team spirit. They offer an interesting insight in an exciting, fast-paced industry, a dynamic team with a friendly and cooperative atmosphere. If you cannot find any positions that match your qualifications, we are still happy to receive your application. We will then keep your CV in our candidate database in order to contact you as soon as a matching vacancy reopens. Okay. Okay. I was looking over it then, and I was like, each one of those had one thing against it. But if you click on it, then they each appear. Right then. So what's new on here then? Okay, so we found out what she did and she quit, and now we need to investigate why it was closed. So was there anything else on here? So now that we know what she looks like, let's use her. Is it actually the same person? I'm gonna say yes. But she's clearly changed her look since then. So we will keep her up-to-date photo of recent what happened, and we'll see the video. But for all we know, could be a wig. Okay, so the headlines. Something's been updated. Crime rate continues to drop. The Boston Ministry of Security has presented latest numbers in crime statistics in the country. Never before have there been so few violent crimes. Well, no, because a bomb just went off. Bomb obliterates freedom, memorial kills free. Oh, is it this one I need to read? Nothing in there to take. Can I do anything there? Okay. That film one soon went. So we'll read more. Delacroix, do we not even know her name? Okay. Delacroix gave a press conference early this morning. Photo Ministry of Security. That's one way of calling it. Ministry of Defense or Ministry of Security. Ministry of Security sounds quite daunting, I'm not going to lie. Bonton. On Thursday morning, the Ministry of Security published new crime statistics report for the preceding year. According to the report, the number of recorded criminal offences decreased by 4.8% in comparison to last year. The crime rates have been continuously declining over the past several years as a direct result of the implementation of the Safety Bill. Give that a read in a second. Secretary of Security Catherine Delacroix appeared pleased by these numbers and declared this development an outstanding result of a successful safety policy. When confronted with the recent assault in Bonton, she once again admitted that the ambitious goals of the government have not yet been accomplished. She further mentioned that activities are currently being established which will have a considerable impact on further proceedings. Okay, so is this the implementation of Orwell? Is that what she was referring to? Okay, so what is the Safety Bill? Our principles put into action. The party. So the party is I'm led to believe the government in control of the nation. So crimes per 100,000 population. That's quite a lot of crimes. The Safety Bill is a collection of safety-centered laws and statutes created with the ultimate goal to protect the freedom of the nation's citizens. Central to the Safety Bill is the simplified, sped-up process of taking investigative measures against criminal suspects and their prosecution, as well as the provision of an increased budget for safety-related expenses. So yeah, this is implementation of Orwell. So we're speeding it up by, it will be me and other people, I assume, putting together all this information, going to like the guy that I have Sims and going, plonk, there's my evidence, there's your conclusion. You know, nothing will contradict that. That will be the information there and then. The Safety Bill also paved the way for stricter regulations concerning immigration and general travel into and transiting through the nation. It also became mandatory to inform employers whenever an applicant or employee is an ex-convict or otherwise regarded potentially dangerous. Since the Safety Bill came into effect in 2011, the total number of acts of crimes and terrorism committed have been decreased continuously, and the trend is ongoing today. So we're, in the year 2016? So we've gone from, let's say, 5.5. We've gone from 550 crimes to 150 crimes. So that's still quite a massive leap. You know, we've lost per 100,000. We've gone down from 400 crimes, which is from, I can't think what the percentage is off the top of my head. I want to say it's 2/3, about, roughly, in crimes going down, which is pretty damn good if you ask me. The Pages peacekeeping mission. The terrorist incident of 2008 was the terrible consequence of the premature retreat of our troops from the Pages, a region torn by civil unrest for years by the order of the previous government. To fix our predecessors' mistakes, the party, when elected in 2009, immediately made preparations to send our highly reliable soldiers to safeguard the region for the good of the inhabitants of both countries alike. After the Pages peacekeeping mission had been signed in 2011, our troops were sent off to the neighbouring country, performing tasks including the distribution of aid packages containing food in addition to health and hygiene products to the mostly impoverished population, the rebuilding of infrastructure, particularly hospitals and schools, upholding the law and public order alongside the removal of war relics such as anti-personnel mines or unexploded bombshells, training local police and military forces. Due to recent stabilisation in the Pages, we have been able to reduce the number of stationed forces while leaving the overall goals of the peacekeeping mission intact. Okay. Interesting. So, is that the project? So what does participate mean? Become a part of the party. I'm the life of the party, me mate. There are many ways in which you can contribute to the nation's success. Becoming involved with the party is a huge one. If you are willing to give it all your all for the bright future of the nation and consequently all of the world, come join us, find out how. Sorry, I don't know why a yawn came out then. The party is always grateful for donations of any amount. Your gift will directly help the party to continue its course to build a stable, safe, positively conservative nation. Strong, stable government, I believe is what you're trying to say there. Heard that before, can't think where from. Being a member of the party is a life-altering calling, as you will represent the party in political matters on a communal or national level. Get in touch and apply to us. Joining the army of the nation. God, that sounds terrifying. The party is a big promoter of direct service to the homeland. If you think you have it in to defend the freedom of the nation in foreign countries and stabilize them, get enlisted now. That kind of reminds me of the Starship Troopers. That was it. I was trying to think there. Starship Troopers, where it's like you're either a civilian or a citizen, and being part of the army and that you gained citizenship. It was like service guaranteed citizenship, and you're all doing your part. So what are the positions in the party? Our 5 pillars for a great nation: safety and security, economic and commerce, values and traditions, migration and foreign affairs, education and health. We firmly believe in strict safety regulations and mechanisms to preserve the life and well-being of every individual. Economic and commerce: a strong economy equals a strong society. This is why we strive for constant healthy growth. Sorry, this is political shit, so I'm going to speak political. Values and traditions: our cultural origins, as well as the significance of family and communal life, must be cherished. What's your view on migration and foreign affairs? Gating immigration from and intervening in foreign countries is a necessity to uphold law and order in our own. Education and health: rock solid education and healthcare systems are the foundations of a great future. Do I pass for a politician now? Is that it? Good. And people. Oh, you do not look like Trump in the slightest. Leaders of the nation. He's got his blue tie, quite calming look, Robert Blaine. Mix of Donald Trump there in the face and hair, and Tony Blair in the name. God, you're a fat man. Prime Minister Blaine, as much remarkable visionary as unmatched leader, is a member of the party in the 4th generation. When the surprising death of the previous leader of the party, Mrs. Goddard, left behind a power vacuum. It was the young Robert Blaine who stepped up and was elected as the new head unanimously. Just as in the exemplary case, Mr. Blaine will take initiative whenever possible and is sure not to relent until the party's ambitious goals have been achieved. Arthur Scott Gallagher, Secretary of Economy and Trade. Mr. Gallagher is one of the most seasoned members of the party. He's in charge of the Ministry of Economy and Trade. As such, he is directly responsible for reduced tax levels for big and medium-sized corporations. Funny how that works, isn't it? As well as the resulting decline of the unemployment rate. Catherine Delacroix. The Ministry of Security, dedicated to the purpose of improving the nation's safety on the interior, was formed directly after the elections in 2009, just as originally proposed by Catherine Delacroix. Mrs. Delacroix was subsequently granted the position of First Secretary of Security. She is best known for the inception of the Safety Bill, elevating security standards in the country to a new level. Who are you, Mr. Tony Stark's dad? Howard Stark, that's the one. Peter Faulkner, the Secretary of Defense. The Commander-in-Chief of the nation's forces does not tire to stress the importance of stability in the nation's neighbouring countries. To that end, Mr. Faulkner created the Page's peacekeeping mission, which played a key role in prevention of terrorist activities occurring on the nation's soil. Okay, so that's that. And obviously we have a link to the next bit. which we have seen. But where to now? Because nothing new came up. Do I need to drag this? Well, I think that'll do for this episode then. So we found out more about Cassandra and why she left her old job and who she is. She's apparently someone who's got a bit of power. And we know now as well about the nation, the political party. So, interesting. So we're going to continue going into this. But for now, that is all I've got for this episode. So thank you for taking some time out of your day and joining me on this epic adventure. I will see you in the next video. But until then, Miles out.